friends, and welcome back to the Kooky Kitchen. I'm Tina, and today I am going to start with citrus, specifically oranges. My friend has an orange tree, a lemon tree, a mandarin tree, and I think a lime tree. And so I always get oranges and lemons from her, but I usually just juice them, and then we have orange juice cubes that we can drop in water, tea, champagne if we're toasting something. We can have a little mimosa. So this year I'm going to see how many different things I can actually do with the oranges. Here's the oranges I have. This is the second level. Underneath those, the whole bottom is full. That's how many oranges I have. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make an orange extract. I've never done this before. I think I brought it up on ChatGPT and said, how much vodka? That's all I know is I need to use the orange peel without the pith and vodka. And it said about a cup of loosely packed peels to a cup to cup and a half of vodka. I'm not sure if it's going to fit in this jar, but we're going to give it a try. I do need to use two hands to do this, so give me a second. I'll show you what I'm doing. So I'm literally just peeling it. I got maybe a little too much pith on there. I might take a paring knife and try to get some of that off. And I need a cup of this, so let's go. All right, this is 4 oranges for me, and I'm telling you, just no pressure at all to get them peeled and try to leave that white pith behind. And each orange was actually different in the way it peeled and how much pressure or non-pressure I used. So they're all going to be a little bit different. Don't let it throw you. Let's get these in the jar and cover them with some vodka. Well, I always make a mess, and I did spill vodka. So I was trying to measure it out to see if it was a cup and a half that would cover them. I spilled it actually both times, not just once. I should have went and got the funnel. That's bad on me. So I would say it is, based on what I spilled, it is approximately a cup and a half of vodka, maybe a little bit more, but I did make a mess. So next up, we're going to juice these oranges. I did show you the picture of how many oranges I have, and I'm trying to take notes this year to see, okay, 4 oranges makes me 1 jar of orange extract. 4 jars makes me, a cup of juice. So that in the future, when I get oranges from her, I know how many I need. I know what it's going to make me. It's all going to be different a little each year because it's all a little bit different each year, right? The oranges are. Also, before I started, I washed all these oranges in, I don't know, maybe a gallon of water to a 1/4 cup of white vinegar. And I took like a little scratcher and kind of made sure I got all the dirt off them and stuff. And then I rinsed them in cold water, and where you saw them stacked on my stove, they're actually there to dry because I don't want to use anything that's still wet. So anyway, let me move on and see what else we can do with all of these. And now we are juicing the rest of those oranges. I do have an electric juicer because I got tired of the manual one because I have rheumatoid arthritis in my hands and they start to hurt. All right, so now we're getting some juice. And the last thing we're using is the pulp and membranes, and we're going to make us an orange-infused vinegar cleaning solution that I cannot use on my granite tops. So if you're using vinegar on your granite tops, you need to check, because everything I'm reading says do not do that. It will ruin them, but it's good for everything else. Look it up yourself to see what it's good for. I'll probably use mine for like mopping and stuff like that. So the juice took 1 tray. It's freezing, and let's see what else we can do. All right, so I put labels on these so the date that we did them and what I did so I would remember. That's the vinegar. This is the extract. And this is for our ice cubes, and we know we're probably going to fill this up. So now, just so you know, my son is going to take over for me because I got an issue with my left arm. But it's going to be the same thing, except this time he's going to pill them the same, and we're going to do get prepared to do a couple of things. So let us get that started. All right, as you can see, Kyle is doing it the exact same way I did, trying to not to get any of that pith, and he's going to do this to all 4 oranges. So here we have our orange peels with very little zest or pith left on them. That's a little bit, that's not enough to really care about, but you can see these need to be completely dry before we do the infusion in grapeseed oil. Good neutral oil I could use for either savory or sweet dishes. We're then going to go ahead and get these juiced into a vinegar bath or a vinegar cover to make more cleaning solution. And these 3 oranges we're going to zest because we're going to make orange sugar, and the zest also has to be dehydrated so it's dry and crisp. We'll be back. And this is as easy as zesting gets. We're gonna zest 3 oranges and we're gonna get them in the dehydrator as well. Both of these are going in at 125 degrees until they are crispy. All right, so what we have is we have our dehydrated orange pills, and they need to snap. Let's see if you can hear it. Did you hear that? It's pretty soft, but they gotta snap. And now we're just gonna put these in our jar. See how quickly I can do it with one hand. And then I'm going to cover it with about a cup to a cup and a half of oil. All right, here's our grapeseed oil. And we put a cup of oil in there because it covers all the peels. And we're gonna let that sit like I think 6 to 8 weeks, and then we're gonna strain it, but we'll be back to do that. And then our orange sugar, well, it's going to be, again, it's gonna sit for a few weeks, and we're just gonna keep shaking these up until we get the perfect flavor and scent that we want. And that, oh, and so we do have a whole lot of orange ice cubes that are freezing up, and we are going to do more of the vinegar orange clean solution, but you've already seen that, so I don't think that we need to record it again for you. And then we'll be back for our next couple of projects with oranges. And as you can see, Kyle has started slicing oranges for me, and we are going to dehydrate part of them, and we're going to freeze part of them. So we'll have frozen orange slices and dehydrated. So let us get to doing that, and then I'll show you how I load up the dehydrator. Couldn't think there. All right, that's it. They're not even, but I do try to get them thin. Maybe I could have used a mandolin, or Kyle could have suggested to Kyle to do it. But I didn't really care, so I just had him slice them. I do cut the ends off because it's just mostly pith, and I don't want that. So I'm going to put these in the dehydrator at 125 until they are crisp, till they crack when I squeeze them. And I assume there's so much liquid in an orange that it's probably going to take 24 hours. So we'll see. All right. So for my little leftover ends, I'm not going to toss them. I'm going to put them in a freezer bag, and they are going to become scent bombs for my garbage disposal. We are at the end of our oranges. Yay! I think I have orange peels from one end of my kitchen to the next, from corner to corner, I'm sure. Anyway, so these are going to be dehydrated. to start with because we are going to try to make candied orange pills. And then the rest of the oranges I zested. I should be able to use them for both the, sorry, I was holding it with my left hand. It's still a little bit weak, so the camera was shaking. Anyway, so we should be able to use this for both the extract and the oil. So I'm going to take out about a half a cup, maybe a little bit more, to make me another jar of extract. The rest of it I'm going to dehydrate to make the infused oil and more orange sugar. So let me get this done. These are, this is going to go really fast, and then we'll continue. Hold the phone, shut the door. I made a mistake. The peels to candy should not be dehydrated. So I did some research, and so it's told me to rehydrate them, soak them in warm water for about 30 minutes, then start the process of actually making them candied pills, which is to blanch them. I think it's 3 different times. Then you cook them in a syrup of sugar and water. So that's where we're going to start. Let me just get these rehydrated and see if we can still do it. So do not dehydrate your pills if you want to candy them. But if for some reason you do and they're not in there very long, you can save it. Our dehydrated oranges are now in a jar, ready to go. Here's our peels to candy that have now been soaking for 30 minutes, and they are pliable again. So I'm gonna put them in cold water, simmer, bring it to a simmer, 5 minutes, drain. I think it says to do that 3 times. I'll double check since I already made a mistake, to help get rid of any bitterness. Now, since I peeled them and there's not much pith, I'm not sure what the reason for that is, but that's what it says. That's what I'm gonna do. All right, I have now blanched my peels 3 times. If you don't make the mistake I did, it says 2 to 3 times. But if you make that mistake, it says 3 to 4 times. So I went in the middle. I went with 3. And here I have 1 cup of water, 1 cup of sugar. I'm going to put it on the burner until the sugar dissolves. I'm going to add my orange peels, and I'm going to simmer for 45 to 60 minutes. All right, our peels are done. I'm supposed to take them out, kind of let them drip for a couple of minutes, and then I'm going to roll them in sugar. Let me see if I can get it done. These are extremely hot. I used my finger because it was stuck to the tongs. Extremely hot. Do not touch. So it's been a couple of minutes. I'm now going to roll them in sugar and put them right back on these racks that I dehydrated on. And now I'm using as, a cooling rack. That way I don't have a whole lot of dishes, I guess. Here they are. So it is very cold. I think 2 minutes they cooled off too long. So the sugar didn't really adhere. So I did sprinkle some on top, wanting to see if some would stick to it as it sat there. These are extremely sticky. We've got one thing left to do. I've got sugar stuff and orange everywhere. We need to make our last orange peel, sugar, and oil, but you've already seen that. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish that up. And I'm gonna gather together everything we've done, and we can see all the ways we have preserved oranges. Let's see what we have done. We have dehydrated orange slices. We have candied orange pills. We have one with zest and one with slices, but that's our extract. We have our oil. We have our vinegar base, which all this stuff is getting shaken every day. We've got our orange sugar. We've got our orange cubes, and we've got our frozen orange slices. So I am done with oranges. Oh, you know what? We also have a bag a Ziploc bag full of like the ends from the oranges that are mostly pith, and then some of the cores that like I'm using in here. I've got 1, 2, 3, probably 4, maybe 5 quarts of the orange vinegar cleaning solution. I didn't think I needed any more, so we just froze those, and we're going to use them as fresheners to our garbage disposal. So once a day, every couple of days, we're going to drop one down in there and let it freshen our garbage disposal. So this is it. I need to get them labeled and put away. Well, they're going to sit on the counter so I can watch them. And I'm going to put an end date. Most of them take 4 to 6 weeks. Once that happens, some of them you have to take, I guess all of them, you have to take the peels out, and then you have your product. Then I'll start trying different things with the things that we've preserved from all the oranges. Next up is lemons. I'm going to do the exact same thing, so I'm not going to record that. So just so you know, we will try to get some other little videos out. I know this one's been long. Sorry it's taken so long. When we do the lemons, hopefully everything will stay fine and I can get them done within a couple of days and we can move on. But again, once those mature, then we will see how we can use those as well. And I guess that's it. Thanks for sticking around. Sorry for such a long video. I hope this gives you ideas of how to use your oranges that are gifted to you. Maybe your neighbor has a tree and doesn't use them for anything. Knock on their door. See if they mind if you have some. And so that's it. It's been a very fun process. I'm making notes so I can remember. Yeah. So I keep thinking I need to say something else, but I guess I don't. So thanks again for sticking around. We enjoy having you here with us. We hope you enjoy being here with us. Give me that thumbs up. Share the video. Comment below and tell me if there's something else you do with oranges. I just saw a video where a lady is doing salts. And I'm like, how does that work? So drop it in the comment below however you use your oranges. And gosh, I guess that's it. And I'll see you next time here at the Kooky Kitchen. Bye.